r/askreddit, what is one thing you think everyone should experience in their lifetime? Serious? Personally, I'd rather have skipped this one. Didn't do a lot positive for me in the long term. Being in love truly. And being loved in return. Too bad LV is going to die alone. Such a great feeling. I hope I will experience this one day. I know I am not doing a good job so far, but I hope one day I will know how it feels. Easier said than done. Travel but leave at least one day where you roam around. No tours, get up when you want to, go in whatever shops catch your eye. Those are my favorite travel days. Usually when I find the best food and trinkets. I have a rule on vacation to never take the same route back from a site that I took there from the hotel. You'll just find a random side street that looks vibrant and explore it willingly. Always feel like little things like that make the trip feel more adventurous. Overseas travel just to experience life/people/food outside of your local bubble. Totally agree. To see a different culture, put yours in a different perspective. It was the best thing I did was get overseas. Working in the food service industry. Financial struggle. Most people will experience this, but everyone should. Especially people running for political offices. Thumbing through old vinyl and discovering the one you never thought you'd see. Not vinyl but, recently went through all my dad's old music. Fucking hell, he shaped my entire music taste, going through the random songs I hadn't heard since I was 10 and the memories of us camping and driving with those songs. Build a fire. Raise/care for a plant/animal/person. Hike through nature. Make something useful. Cook a meal. Celebrate with others at night. Teach someone something. Check and check. Being banned from a subreddit due to a mod that lacks critical thinking. It's a good reminder to be kind and understanding to everyone, lest you cause others to feel like you did, when improperly banned. This is an easy one. I got banned from r/libertarian for replying to a post about cutting off food stamps for everyone. They really expect starving children to just pull themselves up by their bootstraps. Mareri 101 of r/white people Twitter is like a dictator. If you don't agree 100% with them, they ban you immediately. There is no honest discourse. A pet death. Might seem odd, but I personally believe there's an order to death. When we're young or young adults we may go through deaths of pets, grandparents or uncles/aunts. Then when we are middle-aged is probably when parents will die, then once we are elderly we may have to watch our spouse die. I believe each step helps prepare us for losing something more dear to us. So much this. Some people need to know what's up before treating workers like shit. Losing anybody and/or pets is definitely one of the worst feelings I've experienced in my life. Wouldn't wish it upon anybody, but I agree it's all a process. Solo traveling. I went to New Orleans for my brother's bachelor party and it was okay. Honestly a little too much for me, and I don't know about anyone else, but when a bunch of bros get together it's like they're all trying to outdo each other. Just wasn't my thing, but because flights were so expensive on Sunday I decided to stay for 2 more days in a cheap Airbnb and dirt cheap flight out. I rented a bike and just rode through the French Quarter for hours and had a much better time than with the bachelor party. Love. Getting punched in the face after saying something offside. A lot of people haven't had this happen, and it shows. Being skinny or fat and then getting into shape. Confidence can come a long way, but the halo effect is definitely real to a certain extent. I've went from athletic for years to overweight for years. Decided to get my shit together recently and I've lost 50 pounds. It's a great feeling, I agree. Skydiving. I am afraid of heights and never had any interest in it, but an older colleague at work inspired me to give it a go. That 30 seconds or so of freefall were the most peaceful moment of my life. Acceptance. Living alone. It's important to be able to take care of yourself. Flying in an air balloon. It's really an amazing experience. OMG, came here to say the same. My husband and I did this about 15 years ago. What an amazing experience. I don't know that I need to do it again, but the quiet and peace of just floating in the air in the early hours of the morning was like nothing I've experienced before or since. It was sublime. That sounds awesome, but I think I'll stick to my trusty flying carpet for now. Nah, fuck that. Sailing. Okay, Jeff Bezos. Heartbreak. Farming. Psilocybin mushrooms. This and LSD is on the list. I agree. I live on my own. A sense of freedom but teaches you a lot at the same time. I can see why it was woven into some cultures. It truly is a magical experience when done right. Legit, loved up, white dove level MDMA. It might change the way you perceive and / or treat strangers. I can't explain it, you'd have to experience it. I've been wanting to experiment beyond weed with recreationals but avoided MDMA. BC it's synthetic but also BC I'm scared of the hangover. Apparently BC it causes a total serotonin release, you end up with no serotonin for the next few days. Sounds like days on end of depression? And I'm already depressed. Just sounds like a yikes to me. Best feeling ever with some good friends. Ego death. Unconditional love. Doing something valuable for a complete stranger without gaining profit for yourself. Poverty. Not sightseeing poverty and going back to your hotel, but having to scrape together enough money to pay for food at the end of the month, and having to put back something because you can't afford it. Maybe some people would have more compassion and understanding. Happiness and love. Happiness. Good luck affording it. I was lucky enough to live in an old run-down apartment that was pretty cheap. I had a roommate at first but he sucked, and when I finally got him out it was so nice to have a whole apartment for myself. Being loved by someone and being able to show them love back. An excellent feeling to experience. True love. Working a minimum wage service job. Working on something you really like to do. Doing, creating, participating in anything that fulfills your interests. Doesn't matter if you get paid for it or not, although it's better if you earn money for it. Cuddling with someone you love. Followed by great sex. Followed by some snacks and more cuddling. Failure. Having those conversations with random strangers over a train ride or a trek and never meeting them again but just remembering them when you narrate the story to somebody else and hope they are in good health. The Northern Lights. This is on my bucket list. Heartbreak. I honestly think you really learn the most about yourself and what you want long term this way.